Everybody's got different tastes of games they like to play. The easiest way to break them down is you got people who like to play battle royales, first-person shooters, survival games. But one thing we can all agree on is that gaming is kind of taking a steady decline. Everything feels the same. Nothing's really refreshing. Sometimes you'll have a new first-person shooter or a hero shooter or maybe a battle royale come out, but it gets this really highlighted fame and then dies out almost as quickly as it gained popularity. They're all the same. It really boils down to doing the exact same thing, just a different makeup of the game. But something that's kind of flown under the radar. There's quite a few games in the genre already, and these are the extraction shooters. One that you may have heard of being more popular is Tarkov, and it's had multiple spin-offs. Now, what sets these extraction shooters like Tarkov apart from just any other FPS game is when you load in, it's not just a deathmatch, it's not a team deathmatch, it's not a capture the flag. There's multiple objectives, and these are usually layered out into multiple tasks that you have to do. And when you load in, you're not just fighting to be the last person alive. You're just fighting to survive, do what you need to do, and extract with loot, high-valued things for your stash, so on and so forth. But these games that have came out in the extraction shooter category are usually more of a hardcore military sim. Like Tarkov is something that it fits a very small niche that not a whole lot of people are into. And honestly, until probably a bigger game company gets a hold of extraction shooters and starts doing them, we won't see anything that isn't a hardcore shooter, such as DMZ from Modern Warfare 2. If you remember DMZ, that was an extraction shooter. Those are kind of the genre that will be taking over because of how massively different it is and how much it depends on you as a player, because everything you do is progressing yourself. It makes it more immersive. It makes you feel like you are the important main character of the game, as they should. But there is a pretty big problem with this genre at the moment. We will use Tarkov as an example. Battlestate Games, or the people who made Tarkov, are a very small team, and they have about the same struggle as every other game. And since they have so low of funds, it's hard for them to get access to things like good anti-cheats and being able to make their AI and world graphics and everything play smoother. If you were to load up a game of Tarkov and go in, there is AI around the map. This includes bosses and more commonly scabs that are just at every location, acting as an obstacle. But what BSG cannot do is make these scavs enough of an obstacle without just turning up the aimbot on them, because they don't have something that makes the AI more immersive. They kind of just roam aimlessly, but that's because they don't have the funds to be able to make these AI actually think, or quote-unquote think, and do other things. The only way to make them an obstacle is to give them aimbot. These scavs give little to no yield for player progression, but yet they will still insta one-shot you as soon as you are targeted. For these extraction shooters to really thrive and succeed in the gaming community is if they have a larger budget. Now, of course, every game will still have its small set of people that will play it, but for them to become a popular genre such as battle royales or your common first-person shooters like Call of Duty, they need a budget, a high ceiling budget, because it does require a lot to make these games. Now, BSG still made a good extraction shooter. It's just the low funds that really hurts them into their game really thriving and launching up to the top ranks of other games like Fortnite and Apex, Call of Duty. These games have a massive ceiling, so much potential that could happen, but it's just smaller game companies making them. Let me know what you think about this genre. If you've ever played a game like Escape from Tarkov, or maybe you would like to play Escape from Tarkov, but you can't because you don't have a PC, there are other alternatives such as Vigor that you could give a test run and try out and get a feel for. I usually don't make this type of content, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and let me know what you think of these new extraction shooters.